Hi, welcome back. This lesson is going to be on environmental variables and how you can use them in your cloud function. So let's assume that you are creating a cloud function for a particular environment, let's say for production, and you want your code within it to know that it is basically that prod environment. You could use your environmental variable to notify the code within it that you are in that particular environment. So let's see how that works. So you can create your function and let's just name this as prod function. And I leave this as unauthenticated and I will save this. And here in the runtime, you can add an environmental variable. So you can just click on the add button and here you can just set the environment to prod. You could set other variables as well. So let's say you have a variable called foo and the value for which is bar. So you could access foo and get the value of foo, which would be bar. So let's just have these two variables. I'll just click on next. Now to access these variables in your code, you need to use the process.env object to get hold of that particular variable. So for the prod environment, what you need to do is env. So this particular key would return the value prod, and that's how you know that this particular environment is in prod. You could also fetch the other key by the same process. So instead of process.env, you could just name this as process.env.foo. So this would return bar. So now let's just deploy this and let's see if it's able to return the proper value. So once the function is up and running, let's just test this particular function. So I'll just click on test function and I'll click on test the function. So let's go check the logs. It should return prod and it should return bar as the values for those particular keys. So if I go to the logs, so you can see that it has returned both prod as well as bar. So this is how you would use your environmental variables to access key value pairs at runtime. Apart from this, Cloud Function also provides a few environmental variables that are already predefined and set for you. So if you're using a newer runtime, these are those environmental variables. And for older runtimes, there are quite a few extra variables set. So let's use one of these environmental variables and let's see what the output is. So I've added a new predefined environmental variable called k underscore service. Now this particular key will return the name of the cloud function, which is prod hyphen function. So let's run this particular service and let's see what the log returns. So I've run this particular service and it returns the value prod hyphen function, which is the name of the cloud function that we just ran. So this is how you would use a predefined environmental variable in your code.